and to evaluate our options. So we want to announce a community meeting that Black Lives Matter Toronto, along with these groups, will be holding. This community meeting will be held in the next couple of weeks. Will be held with our community, Black LGBT folks, and really it will be held to reevaluate these demands and evaluate what our options are as a community. Right now, the options are open. Right now, we are putting everything on the table. Right now, the sky's the limit, and we want Pride Toronto and the mainstream LGBT community to know that we see through the anti-Black racism, we see through the violence that have happened, and that this community is very serious and moving forward in ways that make sense being met. I just want to check right now on our tech to see if we're able to patch Blackness Yes through.
Not able to. We weren't able to get in contact with Cyrus right now. We were having technical difficulties, but I also think that it's important for folks who are at home, who are watching, who have this clear division between the LGBT community and the Black community, that the people who are standing in front of you now belong to the LGBT community, that the members that have founded this group, that continue to do this work, are queer and trans women who are Black, who are doing this work and who are actively pushing against this. Understand that the demands that we're asking for, what we're asking for, is coming from a lived experience as well as hearing the needs of our community. It has to be understood that living while Black and queer and the intersectionalities that it takes to live within that body is something that incites fear in your existence. And what we did today by making sure that we talked to the folks at home, that we brought these issues to Pride, was to make sure that we, as not only community organizers, but that our community feels safe to be able to participate in something that they fought, that they bled, and that they were jailed for.
So we'll be available for questions. We also have Cyrus, his contact information for questions. For those of you who have not had the perspective of Blackness Yes and Blockorama yet, I really recommend that you do so. We'll be able to pass that along with you folks. And thank you very much for coming today. The community has been meeting halfway for a lot of times on a lot of these demands. I think it's important to realize. And that for us, these demands were accepted. And these demands were accepted as full. So we're going to hold Pride accountable. We're going to hold Pride Toronto accountable for the acceptance of those demands in full.
And understanding the symbolization of a police float. What does that mean for that triggering image to be a part of your Pride? Like I said before, within the last 24 hours, we've seen 2 Black bodies shot and killed by police. What does that mean when you are trying to be a part of Pride, when you have a symbolic representation of your oppression, of your violence? We are asking for the removal of that triggering symbolism in order for all marginalized communities to be safe at Pride.
So you're non-moving on that? There's no way you'll budge on that demand?
So those demands have actually come from community. So until we hear from community that community is willing to compromise their safety and their identity in their bodies, until we hear that, we're going to stay firm on our demand.
Why is it that if this has been such a huge issue for so long in terms of your community and in terms of effectively you're saying being ignored by Pride, why is it that it's taken until now for this to become so central? Why haven't there been discussions 5 years, 10 years ago?
There have been discussions for a very long time.
Actually, that question is entirely unfounded. The question that you just asked is entirely unfounded. It has been a part of debates within the Pride organization for more than 5 years. But most recently, it's a part of the community engagement process that Brent Hawkes, who went behind Queer Community back and brokered a regret with the police, helped to lead. So it's a misnomer that these demands have not been a part of the queer community debate and inside Pride organization. It has been for longer than 5 years, up to at least a decade.
So then why hasn't it been made a larger deal of and become more publicized since then?
It has been made a larger deal of. You guys have short memory. I have to say the media has short memory. When Quia was pushed out of Pride, when they attempted to push Quia out of Pride, the question of militarization was a part of the debate. Let's not forget that. So you guys need to go back and do some homework. You need to go back and do some research. It's all there's all in public and in public documents.